Welcome to episode 5 from the Horse's Mouth. Today we have got the big yoke himself, Paul from Chalkandsteelgym in Lowton, and we're going to be having a bit of a chat to him about how he's found this lockdown so far, what the business has done, and what it's going to be doing in preparation for the future and the coming out of lockdowns. So, as I always do, I'm going to drop Paul in the deep end here now and throw it over to you, my mate, to introduce yourself.
You're going to drop me right in it.
So how are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, thanks.
Good stuff. We just had a big 10, 20-minute conversation before this, and he's gone through some... We wish we'd have recorded it, to be fair, because he was dropping knowledge.
Mega.
It was mega, honestly, mate. The stuff you were coming out, I was writing it down. It was that good. But yeah, we were talking about a few of the things that he has done. He's going through, and we're gonna go over the subject again now. So if you can just explain to the public who are watching this what it is that you guys do and what you've done and where your visions are for the future, because I quite like that what you're doing.
Yeah. Chalk is still open. We opened 2 weeks before lockdown. So, not a great time to open a business. The first lockdown, shall I say.
Yeah.
So, not time to open a new business. And we had a bit of a battle getting it open with planning permission, because obviously a lot of the locals were concerned that they didn't want a noisy gym in the middle of the community. But we got past that hurdle because what we're all about is community. I come from a community in the other side of Wigan where, you could go out, leave your front door open. I'm a man of a certain age, shall we say. I'm approaching my 60s. You could leave your front door open and nobody would rob anything and everybody knew everybody. And I think one of the things I've seen over the years from being in the military, being in the prison service, and just like it generally, is that sense of community is diminished somewhat. So the gym is about that. It always has been about that. Many previous gyms which we spoke about, which fell by the wayside. But that's another story. It's all about community, getting people involved on every level. So while it's on the face of it, it looks like a traditional meathead bodybuilding gym. It's not. One of the things, if you go on our Facebook, our social media, and speak to anybody, is how welcome they feel when they come in, what a good vibe it has. Because quite simply, I won't tolerate any idiots.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I want to excuse in case I swear. I just don't tolerate it. If they come in, like a lot of gyms, people feel intimidated and people laughing at they're out.
Yeah.
They're out because it's about community. The reason I want to open the gym up this time in the middle of the community on a business park was exactly that. Because what I see, and we spoke about it earlier about the kids and community involvement, and channeling the kids in the right direction, giving them discipline and guidance to stop them going off the deep end. As I explained there, if I had to join the military, I'd be in jail.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And we had a great thing when we were younger. We had a youth club which kept us. We wanted to go there. The guys what were running it.
Yeah.
If we were being idiots, we couldn't go there.
That was it.
There was nothing else, and then that closed, and then started to drift in a little bit of trouble. So, on the face of it, it's a traditional weightlifting gym, and I'm a competitive bodybuilder. Even though I competed in probably every sport you could name, every challenge you can name. We want people to come in involved and achieve the goals, and all the staff are passionate about giving the knowledge, to help people. And then my longer term, I'm trying to negotiate at the moment for a bit more space to start to ramp up our class and program provision.
Yeah.
And part of the long-term overview is to make spaces when it's not being used available to the community. So, for example, and this is, whether it will happen with planning permission, blah, 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 at times when the gym's not being used commercially, then it's a space to get kids off the street.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, community, you know, a youth club community centre.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's going to take me a while, and maybe this sort of incantation of the gym might not be where it'll eventually happen. But I'm hoping so, because Lowton's a brilliant area. It's not, you know, I live in Birchwood in Warrington, and coming from the other side of Wigan originally.
Yeah.
Lowton wasn't a place I'd heard of much, apart from a friend kept badgering me, open the gym in Lowton, open the gym in Lowton. So she was when it actually happened. So, but what I find is it's a great community, and it's a great vibe, and I can understand why the people had objections and concerns about the gym opening, you know, originally. But we've allayed all those fears, and, you know, I mean, the community's fully involved. But, you know, I mean, when you come in, it might look a bit scary. There's brilliant murals on the wall of bodybuilders, men and women. But it's not just about that. It's about, if you want to do a challenge, you know, run a marathon, or if you want to do a tough mudder, or if you want to just drop a few stone, or if you've got a bad back, we've got therapists, we've got specially trained people, whatever you go with it. But it's not just about fitness, it's about health, it's about mental health, it's about, you know what I mean? Quite often, we had quite a lengthy chat before.
Yeah.
One of the issues people find to change on the goals of health and fitness is, one, they focus on weight.
Yeah.
And not strength, fitness, health. So, but also it's the mental health. You know, a lot of people cannot change. It's not just physically. In all areas of their life, you know, whether it's abuse, whether it's not achieving what they want in their career, whether it's a weight loss goal, because they've got their own internal barriers which stop them. You know what I mean? They purposely, and sometimes not knowingly, sabotage themselves. So it's about unlocking those barriers. You know what I mean? If you unlock those barriers, there's no limit to what people can achieve. And I do it all the time with my clients, but I want to bring that to the wider community.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. Basically, we're about community. We're about trying to, you know, like I say, it's a training gym where everybody's valued. We will be running limited classes when the date comes, when we get permission. Yeah. We run PT from there. We run online programs, and then, like I say, once I've negotiated the deal for more space, we'll be doing a more very class and program service as well.
I mean, I think it's brilliant when you look at the other gyms out there. And to be honest, I didn't realize it until we were speaking, and it actually made perfect sense to me when you said that the difference between a gym like yours and others that may be similar to yourselves, but certainly yours, is that more of the one-to-one side of things, the help there, the advice is there, rather than you just, you know, you come in, you set up on your own. If you want to, you know, speak to one of the trainers like yourself or something else, then you've got that help and guidance from somebody who's got the knowledge and can actually point you in the right directions on all aspects of feeling good about yourself, or whatever that may be, whether you want to get bigger, you want to get trimmer, or whatever it may be. And I thought that that's a big point, that for the likes of the independent style gyms, as opposed to the big gyms that we see everywhere that charge, I don't know, some of them are like $5 a month or something, aren't they? And you just come in and lift some weights if you want, with no training. You know, you've probably got just as much chance of hurting yourself in one of them gyms as actually gaining. Whereas the likes of yours, throwing that the different side to the business and the more personal touch, I'd say, and then backing that up then with the community. You know, if fingers crossed you get that space downstairs, because the community side of things, the youth club, and somewhere for the kids to go, I think he's really needed. They've diminished over the years. All these youth clubs, the small little boxing gyms and everything. I know we spoke before, and I said when I was a kid, there was a good chance I could have got myself in some trouble if if my dad didn't give me a clip round the ear and make sure that he sent me somewhere. And he sent me and all my brothers to boxing. And, you know, we did that for years and years throughout high school and everything. And it certainly gave, I know from my point of view and my brothers, discipline and respect. I mean, if back then, Jesus Christ, I can't do this nowadays in the gyms, but I remember one of the trainers, he used to have, it was a shoelace with an old Christmas tree light on it. Remember them dead sharp Christmas tree lights? You had it on a shoelace. And if you were slacking, whack, right across your back. You go home with dots in your back and scratches and all sorts. He didn't tell you, if he told your dad, he just said, well, you should have been working harder and give me another clip round the ear.
That's right, yeah. I mean, a few points come back. I mean, back to your commercial gyms. I mean, one of the things I've seen in being involved in fitness all my life is that everybody's too focused on gaining members.
Yeah.
The way I approach it is I look after the ones I've got. I'm not bothered about marketing. Yeah, I do the odd bit on social media, Facebook and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't spend anything on marketing. I look after who I've got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I look after client retention, they're going to bring me customers.
Of course, yeah.
It's the right place to be. You know what I mean? It's where people want to be. Going back about you mentioned the point about people hurting themselves. Anyone that comes into gym, if they want us to do them a program, once I've shown them around, everything they do, if I do them a program, everything is written down. It's on my own on the gym's app, and everything's videoed.
Yeah.
Every exercise is videoed. What to lift, how much to lift, how fast to lift it, how slow to lift it.
Yeah.
Step by step. You know, and again, going back and that thing about the kids about being walloped and the boxing thing, we take them as young as 14.
Yeah.
Younger if the parents come in with them.
Yeah.
And I just said to the parents, excuse the French, if they're being a little bastard, they'll get shouted at like an adult would, and they'll get one chance, and then they'll be out.
Yeah.
And the parents love that because you know what I mean.
You don't get much shit either, do you?
No, well, it's great though because normally you go into a lot of gyms and the kids are messing about. All the young lads that come into our place now, they're great. They're eager to learn. They want to learn. They're respectful. They clean up after themselves. They tidy away after themselves. Yeah. Because it's like going back to what you said about the boxing club. It's about structure and discipline, and respect, and that'll set them a long way in life. And you know what I mean? I'm old school. You know what I mean? I think we need discipline. We need punishment. We need accountability. Not this. Go on, little Johnny. It's okay. You've only had one PlayStation game. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. Give a participation medal for doing sport at school. No. Yeah. Don't give a participation medal. Tell them run fast the next time. They'll get a winner's medal. Set them up for life. Yeah. Real life.
Yeah.
The life will kick you up the arse.
Oh, it will.
You know what I mean?
It will.
No, none of this. You know what I mean? No, it's okay. You ate that cake when you're on a diet. No, it's not okay. You want to stay fat? Yeah. Well, eat the cake. If you don't want to stay fat and change your life and get healthy, get diabetes, stop eating the fucking cake. Now, it's time to eat the cake.
Yeah.
We've got you to where you want to be. We've taught you how to do it and involve it in your calories so you've got a balanced life. So it's not, you know what I mean, that extreme.
You're not yo-yo, are you?
Yeah, in the meantime, you're paying me to get you to where you want to be. And I'm not going to let you cave. Yeah. I'm not going to let you cry if you don't win in that race. I'm going to say, get out there and run harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Too many people do that. Too many people in life do that. They pander to people. This is why we've got generations what a crap. Yeah. They can't cope. And too many trainers, I've seen them, they'll turn a blind eye to their clients. Like, no, I'm not taking you money under false pretenses when I know you're not doing what I say.
Yeah.
No, go away and come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
That's what we're about. You know what I mean? We're not about, you know what I mean? It might be harsh for some people. Don't get me wrong, I'll put my hand in people if I need to.
Yeah.
I'll scream and shout and kick and curse.
Yeah.
If I need to. No, but we as a gym won't take your money under false pretenses.
No. It's not about, like I said, from obviously what I know about you, and we've obviously had a good chat before as well, and we covered a few newer things, and it is because of the how can I put it now? The way that you're run and the way that your mindset is, it is a community thing, and you are genuinely there to help if the people want the help. Is that, would you go as far as to say that?
Yeah, if they want the help, we wouldn't force it on anybody. You know what I mean? It's like quite often you've seen it in the gym, and that you go round, you see somebody doing something wrong, and you go round, do this, and they ignore you. Fine. Some, people have said to me, "You're not going to press." I've told them once. They don't. They're not interested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's fine. But they've been shown. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's dangerous, it'll be stopped. To say, right, don't do that. It's dangerous. You're going to hurt yourself, or you're going to hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? It's still said you can lead the horse to water. You know what I mean? And
that's it. Yeah.
The bro science. You know what I mean? Everybody knows better. You know what I mean? Everybody knows better. You know what? What's that trainer know who spent all his life learning and teaching and making the mistakes?
That's it, yeah.
So you've done a course or you've watched it on Instagram. Fine, carry on.
Yeah. Crack on. Well, you've done it. I mean, obviously, you've been doing this years now. You've mentioned about the previous gyms before on the business parks and then moving it over to the community. I think it's... I do think that it's going to... I think it's going to go really well for you this coming year. I mean, you started, to be fair, in hindsight now, in probably the worst possible time you could have done a couple of weeks before. But, it's...
I did think that initially. And then I've looked at the causes of the pandemic. I know we spoke earlier about, I've struggled this last lockdown personally. And we can talk about that because it might help people.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
But there's been a lot of positives go out. You see, everyone's now sick of the pandemic. You never go get so much time with your family again.
I know.
You never get so much time to work on yourself. You never get so much time to work on being to improve yourself, do a course, get fit. You know what I mean? So in a year's time, when we're back to normal, then going to be a bloody morning. They've not enough time.
That's it. Yeah, can't do this, can't do that.
So, but in hindsight, I think it benefited us because it gave me time to sit back and look at the business, look at myself.
Yeah.
A lot of dialogue with my missus because she keeps it real. You know what I mean? She keeps it proper real. You know, she can't stay. But it gave me a chance to step back and look at the business and think about the mistakes I've made in the past.
Yeah.
Think, right, what would I do? And in a strange way, even though potentially all this pandemic could have put us out of business, in a strange way, it's made us a stronger business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's whilst I'd like to be kicking on more now, more money in the bank, and what we found is in the times we've opened, the community we've built already, is massive.
You've got a real strong following by the people that are coming. Yeah,
it's massive, the community, all shapes from, like I say, from 14 younger, from 14, I think our eldest is about 18. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's been massive, and the sport we've had is massive. People carrying on paying the memberships in lockdown, some people.
Yeah.
Right, it's all appreciated. So I think in one respect it's been a bonus.
Yeah. No worries. Well, you mentioned a second ago about how you were feeling down during this last lockdown, and do you want to speak about that? And
I mean,
it's important.
It's a normal emotion. It's understandable.
Yeah, it is. Nothing to be afraid of, and nothing to be ashamed of, should I say? Not afraid of, ashamed of. I think it's good that people could talk about this type of thing in today's day and age, because it wasn't too long ago. Nobody said anything, did they? Everyone kept it in, and I think it's important to talk and nice to talk, and people know. Yeah,
I mean, it's don't get me wrong. I'm normally the like super positive type of person, and whilst I'm always empathetic and trying to help everybody, you know what I mean. Yeah, we go out our way to help people. sometimes you can never quite understand why people get to that position. Bearing in mind, I have got a daughter who's got quite serious mental health issues.
Right.
But sometimes normal people, you think, hey, they got that, put yourself out of it. But it's only when you start to experience it more yourself. And I've always been aware of it, let's say, because of my daughter. I've got some issues from when I was in the military as well. But it's you start to understand. Like, I've got a friend who he had to give up work because of the health issue, and he's got into this rut. I'm not going to mention anything. So there's people can identify. He's going this rut, and I could never understand, because I've been a grafter all my life, 16, 18 nowadays, why people are happy to sit and not work again. And what I've experienced in this last lockdown, I can now understand. I can see why it gets like that. Because not just for this last lockdown, you've got so much time. So you start off with doing anything, you're proactive. Oh, I'll do it in an hour. Because you've got the time. And then I'll do it in an hour. Then that hour becomes a day. And you start to fall into this rut.
Yeah.
And then you start to get anxious and depressed. And, so I'm not saying I was depressed. I wasn't. I've just started. I noticed I've let myself slip, getting a bit stressed about things, obviously, business not earning. But I've always been a person which believed in discipline, habit, and consistency. It's what I think people, not just for fitness, but in life, to change anything, you need to make your goals. You need to put the habits in place that are going to allow you to change the goals. You need to be consistent about doing those habits. You need discipline about being consistent.
Yeah.
That allows you in anything in life, where you want to open a business, you want to, get out of a situation, you want to lose weight. I can feel myself going down there. So applying those principles and obviously supporting me in this, is I sort of got back to myself. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't in the depths, but
no.
It changed me. I could feel myself slipping.
It's human nature.
Yeah. And one of the things we spoke about earlier, and I think what's obvious is people with existing mental health issues in this crisis, this, what you want to call it, arguably have suffered the most. But as I said, they've got the coping mechanisms, the systems to help them cope. Yeah. Because they're established, they're in it, they're in the shit anyway. They know how to deal.
They know the signs. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't diminish what thing, but they're accustomed to do. It is my opinion, and it's probably clever people need to tell me I'm talking crap. And then you've got people, like you said before, who, like yourself, and people worse. We've seen people worse, and unfortunately, we've seen people commit suicide and things like that. But they start to get anxious. The word about money, the word about work. Routine's been changed that much for the creature of habit. It drags people down, and understandably, they feel the way they are. And they're really anxious. Yeah. And then they start to get anxious about being anxious. So they're not just anxious about money and the family, the children's education. They're anxious because they're feeling anxious because they don't understand why they should be anxious.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
They feel bad for being anxious. So, do you know what I mean? And it's like, and then it just leads to the point we said earlier about talking to your friend on a previous podcast. Was it Dave?
No, we were speaking to Andy from AD Bodytech.
From Andy from Bodytech. Basically, exercise. People say, exercise. Yes, it's good for your mental health, but it's not. Exercise does in terms of the releasing of the hormones and to make you feel. Yeah. But it goes back to the things, I mentioned earlier: discipline, habit, consistency. Even doing things, even if you don't want to do them, and that's exactly what I had to. I got to a point where, from being like 16, 18 a day, go, just do it, never stopping, to I don't want to do it. I can't be out. Don't see the point. And then, I'll give myself a kick up the arse, started to do the things I used to listen to the podcast and putting the structure back in place.
Yeah.
That when Mrs. give me good ear beating and keep you on the net on straight. So it sort of drags you, you sort of get yourself back. But those tools are useful in any part of life.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not ashamed to say I fell into that spiral a little bit, because it reinforced what I believe about how to tackle things like, with anything in life. But it also gave me a bit of wake up call to reinforce my understanding of what other people are feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. It's I mean, the way I see it, and I'm not as I'm certainly not qualified for this or anything else. It's just my observation is that a lot of it is the brain is a wonderful. It's your biggest tool, and it can be your biggest nightmare as well in some instances. And you say before, people get anxious about being anxious, and a lot of the time when you see somebody who is at that level where they're feeling really, really down, and you'll ask them, "What's up with you?" Nothing. I don't know. The head's so foggy with all of the stuff that's going on. They can't see. It's like washing. They can't see because of all the fog and the smoke. But they can't.
It's like, good analogy for that. It's like a jar of worms.
Yeah.
You open the lid, you can't get it back on because the worms are going everywhere.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? But again, this goes back to what I truly believe in. And there's clever people than me. Mine's life observation, life experience. I'm a lot learning.
Yeah.
Is putting those systems in place, set your goals, set your habits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to do them and have the discipline to do them, and your environment, surround yourself with the people what support you doing them. You know what I mean? Eat the things you're supposed to do. Go the place you're supposed to do. Surround yourself with the people you're supposed to do. If people in your life are negative, then challenge them. I know, and it's not easy. It's a scary thing.
No.
But, what I mean? That's like we were talking before. It's the biggest barriers to change is your head.
100%.
Your past environment, your past experiences.
Yeah.
And that's the same with fitness. It goes into everything.
Of course.
So it's like I say, I'm not ashamed of mentioning that. And I mean, it's quite. We should have recorded.
Should have recorded the one before. Oh my God! I swear to God, you'd have thought we were both professionals or something, wouldn't you?
I could do what I was talking about.
No, I do think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant what you're doing, Paul, and I'm mindful. I don't want this video to go on too long because people will miss all these good bits at the end. Then I want them to watch it, and I might have to get you in to do another one, and we'll have a catch up with you. But the gyms are opening now. What is it? The 12th, isn't it? 12th of
April, yeah.
And you're back open then. So fingers crossed. I know you're going to get your loyal followers coming back to see you, but with a bit of luck, we can start sending a few more people down towards your gym. I'll definitely put your contact details on this post when once it goes live. So I'll give you the website on there, your Facebook page, and any of the contact details so people can get in contact with you direct. But honestly, I've got to say, mate, it's been a pleasure, mate, talking to you this morning, and I do wish you the best. Have you got any final words for us?
No, great. I think it's great what you're doing. I love the concept we talked before about community and your involvement in the community. And I do really like what you're doing, and
thank you.
I've enjoyed it. It's actually given me a bit more confidence. You know, like I said, I'm shitting myself. It's given me a bit more confidence. But I will till I've watched the video back to see.
You'll be all right, mate. Don't worry. I'm going to leave all the swearing in there. I'm not even going to edit it because we're keeping it real. This one, I think the headline is going to be "Keeping It Real with Chalk and Steel." There we go. We've got one.
We've done that before.
Right, mate. We're going to get going now. So thanks again, and keep tuning in, guys, to see all the other episodes. Paul's details will be on there. Thanks again. Take care, dude.
Have a good one, mate. Cheers. Take care.